Welcome into the Rev and Bone Show. I'm your host, Rev Kev, with T-Bone. How you doing tonight, T-Bone?
Bone, doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing good. We just recorded a segment with Will. We're going to patch that in later. So we're all warmed up. We're all ready to go. I'm not nervous at all.
We're coming in hot tonight. We are coming in hot.
Real hot. I just shouted into the microphone for the intro. So I'm feeling good. You're feeling good. Let's talk about who's the most iconic number 7. But first, a word from our sponsor. That is againstthespread.home.blog. That's our sponsor. That's our website. Check it out. T-Bone's posted in the music blog. Will said that he's got a blog coming out. I said that I got a blog coming out. So check out that website. You know, we post these on there.
I might throw a little weekly baseball blog up there just for shits and gigs, you know?
Yeah, just to, keep the fingers nimble.
Yeah. Keep the juices flowing.
Massage those ivories, if you know what I'm saying.
Keep the milk flowing, you know?
She's a juicy girl. You got to get that milk flowing. So tonight we're gonna have Bird of the Week. We're gonna talk about who's the most iconic number 7, then into Bird of the Week. Then we're gonna talk a little baseball. What's going on with baseball? First week of the season is in the books. The first 10 games of the season in the books for most teams. Outside of that, we're going to do a fantasy raft. Welcome back to the fantasy raft. We're going to talk about our favorite baseball movies and TV shows.
All
aboard the fantasy raft. And then the aforementioned Will, aka Ramrod, aka Dakota Boy, from my alma mater, Dakota High School, hanging out. We hung out with him for a little bit, talked basketball, talked the NBA playoffs coming up. It's the most exciting time of the year for this guy. Maybe not the most exciting time for other people, but hey, he'll convince you by the end of this segment. We're going to talk a little Succession. Succession with the most explosive episode that we've seen so far. So not to give anything away. If you haven't seen Succession, we're throwing it at the end. So just cut it off when once Will's done. No spoilers before then.
Yeah, we're going to be heavy on the spoilers. So make sure if you have not watched it and you plan to, definitely tune out for the last 10, 15 minutes of the show tonight, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because it's just one long spoiler. So
the episode is a spoiler.
Yeah.
Like the other episodes are just kind of interpersonal drama talking about, the vote's coming up. Got to get the votes.
Got a big vote. Might vote yes, might vote no. I don't know. I'm going to vote.
This one is the only episode with like a legitimate spoiler.
Yeah.
So, well, Kendall killed a guy. That was kind of a spoiler, but
that did happen. Kind of an afterthought. That waiter was kind of an afterthought at the end of the day. It was weird.
Yeah, poor guy. He was high on that kit.
Anywho.
High on kit. Ketamine.
Cat. I've never heard it called cat before.
That's big over in the UK.
Oh, cat. I heard it called Special K before, but never cat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, different strokes, different folks.
Teach their own. Yeah.
T-Bone. Exactly. Let's talk about who's the most iconic number 7. This is episode 7 presented by againstthespread.home.blog. Who's the most iconic number 7? When you think of the number 7, who do you think of? When you see somebody wearing a jersey and it's got the number 7 on it, you're like, whoa.
I know. For number 7, this was one of we've done this for every episode now. We've had the most iconic number for each numbered episode of the show. For number 7, this was the one I found the most possible entries for. And jersey numbers, there's plenty that you can choose from. You got Ronaldo, you got Elway, you got Mickey Mantle, you got Pistol P, you got Mike Vick, you got a bunch of guys that could possibly be there, right? I strayed from the jersey number.
Oh no.
And was looking at other things that had number 7 in it. You got the 7 Wonders of the World, for crying out loud. That's a huge one.
That's a big one.
Can you name movie. You got the Great
Grand
Pyramid.
Canyon. Great Pyramid.
I don't think the Grand Canyon is one of them.
Should be. What else?
Great
Stonehenge?
Pyramid. Nope.
Easter Island.
Colossus of Rhodes is one of them. I know that.
Great Barrier Reef. Mount Rushmore.
Taj Mahal. Was Taj Mahal one?
I don't know.
Great Wall of China.
It should be. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've named a few.
Yeah.
Seven Samurai was I had up there. I had
The
like
Tom Cruise movie?
the movie Seven. Remember the movie Seven with Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt?
Yeah, of course, of course. What's in the
What's
box?
in the box, man? What's in the box? I mean, that's an iconic movie. There's some iconic lines in it. You know, you got Seven Nation Army by White Stripes, Seven
Ooh, good
Words,
one.
Tones. You got the band Seven Dust. I mean, there's a
Seven
lot of
seven dust. You're really throwing seven dust in
there's a
there.
lot of sevens out there, you know? I mean, just saying. But my most iconic number seven, we're talking dopey. We're talking sneezy. We're talking happy, grumpy, sleepy, bashful, and Doc. The most iconic seven, the Seven Dwarves.
What is this, a kid's show? What's going on here? Trying to
Special
appeal
place
to
in
a
my heart
certain
for
audience.
Disney, man. The Seven Dwarves are iconic. Everybody can relate to one specific dwarf on the list. They're out there living in some enchanted forest. Snow White stumbles upon them. It's a great story. It's a
I
love
tell
story.
you what, I relate to Sneezy. Is Sneezy one?
Yeah, Sneezy's one.
Yeah, Sneezy. I sneeze
See?
4 or 5 times a day. Just out
Everyone's
of
got
nowhere,
it.
no reason. Nobody tickles my nose. I just sneeze.
No one's out there with a little feather tickling your nose.
No, unfortunately, it'd be nice.
Just randomly sneezing.
Somebody pay that much attention to me.
Oh, Leah, come on, get the feather, would you?
She doesn't listen to this. So that's it.
So Seven Dwarfs, man, iconic. They're
Cool.
timeless. We're still talking about the Seven Dwarfs. The movie was made in like the 1910s.
I mean, you're still talking about them. I don't think I've thought about them in years.
Well, you
Since
should.
I was a little baby.
Little baby.
Okay, yeah, that's your most iconic number 7. When you think about the number 7, it's Seven Dust, the Seven Dwarves.
And then Seven Dust is right here, and then Seven Dwarves are right above them.
Oh, you want to throw Avenged Sevenfold in there too?
I knew you were gonna say that, but I didn't have them on the list.
Okay. All right. Well, let's switch gears. Let's throw it over to me. So I had some jersey picks. I didn't go too crazy with mine. I had John Elway. You know, you gotta remember him, of course, John Elway. James Bubba Stewart, the very iconic, probably the most iconic motocross rider of all time. Supercross legend, invented the Bubba Scrub, which is not only extremely stylish, but it scrubs off time like nobody's ever seen before. You know, the faster you get your wheels back on the ground, the faster you get going faster. Also, the first major black athlete in Supercross, really paved the way there for hopefully a new generation of people of color in that industry. You know, that's extremely respectable. That's not something that you see every day, and in a mostly white dominated sport, it's good to see some a flash of color in there, if you will. So James Stewart, one of my favorite riders of all time, definitely top 2 when he's not 2. So he's in there. Mike Vick, specifically when he was on Atlanta, Madden 04, he was a cheat code.
Complete cheat code.
Just drop back with him and then hit that R2 and just take off.
You're gone. You're
gone. Nobody's catching you.
It was like the Bo Jackson Super Tecmo Bowl. It was the same thing. You just give him the ball,
exactly.
And it's over. It's not fair.
We're touching on different generations here. This is good, casting a wide net, getting a big audience. All of our old time listeners, they're gonna love that one.
Mm-hmm.
All of our old time listeners are not gonna like this one. I almost picked him, but this guy was an absolute lightning rod. Anytime you saw his jersey, anytime you mentioned his name, Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most iconic number 7s. You see his jersey. I tell you what, the easiest way to get somebody emotionally fueled is especially during, his time. What's up with Kaepernick?
I own his jersey.
They would just
too.
instantly just be
I
like,
didn't even think of him as number 7.
That fucking guy, you better stand up for that anthem. Or like, the flip side of it, which I don't have a very good impression on deck for. But yeah, Colin Kaepernick, he almost is my pick. But actually, I just saw the words pop up on your screen there. They're gone now. But my pick, we're going to touch more on this later. My pick for most iconic number 7 We're talking game 7.
Ooh.
When a series goes to game 7, this is a sports
Yeah.
podcast. I know you might have forgotten with your whole Disney picks, but this is a sports podcast through and through. When a series goes to game 7,
Game
I'm
7 is
tuning in. I don't
iconic.
care what sport it is, because game 7 is just the ultimate. You live and die by every pitch. You live and die by every possession of the ball.
Oh,
Game
man.
7 is like
Yeah, that's a clutch pick.
it boosts the stress up tenfold, sevenfold,
For
avenge
sure.
sevenfold. You know what I'm saying?
It boosts the stress of Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah. So that's my pick. Most iconic number 7. Game
That's
7.
a good one. That's a good one. I might have to change into my Colin Kaepernick jersey for the rest of this show because I forgot that he wore number 7. He's been away from the game for so long. I forgot what his jersey number was.
Yeah, well, why's been away
Game
from the game for so
7.
long?
Nothing is better than a game 7 in all of sports. Is there anything better than a game 7? Wild card football, like playoff football, because it's one and done already.
No,
You know,
a game
'cause
7.
You're gonna lose if you're
Like
out.
you got all the drama leading up to it. Like you win game 6. Like let's say you're down 3-2. You win game 6, and you're like, all right, we still have
We're in
life.
this thing now. Yeah, we're back in it now.
Anything could happen. What's your favorite game 7?
Game 7 is so good. Man, I got so many different game 7s I love. The one that sticks out in my mind always, and the Bulls lost the game, but it was against the Boston Celtics
Okay.
in the playoffs. I want to say it was the first round of the playoffs, and the Bulls weren't expected to win, but Joakim and the boys, Joakim, Derek, Ben Gordon, it was a phenomenal series against those Celtics who were heavily favored. Took them to game 7, ultimately lost, but the game was amazing.
Chicago Cubs against Cleveland Indians. That was an amazing series for the World Series.
Was that game 7 was that game? I thought it was game 6. They didn't win it
For the World Series?
Oh no, you're right. 3-1. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're on 3-1.
Yeah, they were down 3-1. Took it to 7. They had the rain delay. You had earlier in the game, you had David Ross homering. And once David Ross homered, I'm like, okay, we got this in the bag.
Yeah, it's over.
And then Cleveland came storming back.
And
the weather came storming in. Joe Madden almost completely flubbed that game.
Completely almost flubbed. Like did not know how to manage pitching, and then he just exemplified his incompetence for managing a pitching game in that game. Almost blew it. Didn't. Luckily, pulled it out. Great. That was a great game 7. Good call.
Yeah. So and then Chris Bryant almost flubbed that throw.
Did he? Oh yeah, it was a little high.
Yeah. Well, no, he slipped like as he threw it.
Yeah.
If he would have slipped just like a little bit more, like his back foot, his plant foot.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Here.
Like he picks it up so confidently, and as he throws, like his back plant foot just like falls out completely.
He was just so excited. He just wanted, oh my God. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. So game 7 is my pick for most iconic number 7. Next up, we're moving on to Bird of the Week.
There's a bird in the sky. Look at him fly. Why?
Who's going first? Am I going first on Bird of the Week this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So my Bird of the Week. I just found out that this was a bird within the week, so it's timely.
Do we have the same Bird of the Week?
I hope not. That'd be weird. But so yeah, literally just found out it was a bird this week. I've been listening to some of this bird's songs over the course of the same week because some friends of mine were out last Thursday. We were listening to some music, had some live music, some open mic was going on, and we shared some videos and stuff like that, and started talking about this guy, this bird. Revisited a classic called Pillow Talk. Lil Dicky is a bird. Did you know his name is Dave Bird?
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Dave Bird.
Dave Bird. He's my Bird of the Week this week.
Dave Bird. Hi, I'm Dave. Dave Bird.
Dave Bird. I'm just pillow talking with a man. I'm just pillow talking with a man. So yeah, Lil Dicky, Bird of the Week, Dave Bird. New season just premiered, I believe, within the last few weeks or so.
Maybe.
Or just came out. I don't really know. I'm not following
Remember,
it, but
remember that
I love
time that we
it.
watched that one episode?
Yeah,
It's like the end of season
the
one, I
episode that
believe.
shall remain nameless. Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned the corner, I saw Don Quixote. Fuck, this is it, oh my god, Dave, you're so rich. Thought of my options, he started approaching. I'm like, Quixote, relax, I'm open to it. Come here. Kissed on his neck.
Where talks about going to prison, and basically his whole strategy is just to be the best at sucking dick. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty solid strategy. The bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
Let's see if it works out for him. I like that pick. We don't have the same pick.
Okay.
I didn't watch season 2. Did you watch season 2?
No. I gotta catch
didn't
up on
either.
that, actually. I gotta catch up on a lot of FX shows, to be honest.
I heard that season 2 isn't very good.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Too late. I've already picked him for Bird of the Week. Oh, no.
Yeah, you should drop like an album or something,
Yeah.
Quit making all these TV shows, we're sick of it. We want to hear some music.
Yeah. Get us some goddamn songs.
Come on, Dave Bird.
Come on, man. Come on, Birdman.
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 My bird of the week this week is it's kind of an oddball pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've gone just straight man birds past couple weeks. This one kind of an oddball pick. So I'm on the website ambergriskai.com, and boy is this website formatted poorly. Like the font. This is a website straight out of GeoCities.
Oh, wow.
2004.
Yikes.
Yeah, like that's what it feels like. It's always nice to like find a website like this. And this was the first search result too. Like this, I didn't deep dive for this.
Huh.
But to see a website like this that clearly they spent no time updating anytime recently, it's a nice throwback. My bird of the week is a bird. It's an animal, but it may not have feathers. And you might know of it as something else, but I call it the bird of the deep blue sea. And I'm talking about what some people think is a flattened out shark, what some people think is got really big wings on it. But no, I'm talking about the devil ray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the devil ray is otherwise known as the bird of the deep blue sea.
Bird of the sea.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice floating around. I think they fly sometimes. They killed Steve Irwin.
R.I.P. Right? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
I didn't mean to bring down the tone of the episode with that.
Yeah, Steve Irwin's got a special place in all of our hearts, listeners and podcasters alike. Who didn't love Steve Irwin, right?
His son and his daughter are really picking up the torch where he left off. He's been on.
How dare you honor that murdering bird?
Well, they may have killed the beloved Steve Irwin, but they're also really good at baseball, and they are currently sitting at 10-0. That's right. We're talking about the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. We're switching it up to baseball talk now. Yeah. What's going on with those Rays down in Tampa Bay?
10-0, man. The best start in a season in the wild card era. It's really something else, because I think one of us picked the Rays to finish dead last in the AL East, didn't we?
Who did that?
And it wasn't me.
Was Will on that show?
No. The Rays team is exciting to watch. It's fun. It brings some excitement to the game. Now everyone's going to tune in to see if they can go,
162-0.
Run the distance, just never lose a game all season.
He's going the distance. You know what I'm saying?
He's going for speed.
He's all alone. In a time of need. You know what I'm saying?
Cake? That's Cake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
thought out one of my good friends who I trust musically almost with my life. That Cake is one of his most hated musical artists of all time. I was like, what? Cake?
I could see that.
That's interesting. Interesting call, but
I mean, they're a very polarizing band.
I suppose so. I never thought of them as like a hated band though. I never thought of them in that category of like, oh, I hate cake. Like
I mean, if I didn't know that song, if I didn't
just
know the
obscure.
distance,
They're just
then I would hate them.
obscure enough to not even have an opinion on them at all.
Yeah, but like if you, I don't know, I just don't like the guy's voice outside of the distance.
Yeah.
I
like
was talking to Leah tonight, and I was previewing the episode for her, and I told her, there's one team that's currently 10-0, and if I gave you 29 guesses, you still wouldn't get it. And
Did you get
she's
there?
like, give me a hint. And I'm like, okay, well, they're in Florida. And she's like, Tampa? I'm like, you don't know the Tampa Bay team.
Did she know it?
No, she definitely did not.
Oh,
And
she
she's
just
like,
said Tampa.
I'm like, what's their mascot? And she was like, well, give me a hint. I'm like, okay, they're the enemy of a deity and a black blind musician combined.
Oh,
Yeah, Devil Ray.
okay. Yeah, I like that.
Pretty good hint.
Yeah, that's a good hint. Good solid clue.
Yeah, it's kind of a riddle.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's not a hint as much as it is a riddle. I like that. Love a good riddle. Call you the Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler.
The Riddler.
What other teams have been catching your eye?
Rev Riddler. Honestly, the Cubs have been catching my eye. The Cubbies.
Why?
They've been playing some nice little balls. Stroman's been pitching lights out. The offense doesn't look as terrible. So I'm actually kind of excited about the Cubs. I want to change my NL Central pick to the Cubbies.
Okay, we'll update the standings.
But I like what the Cubs are doing. Obviously the Rays are exciting.
Milwaukee's 7-2 right now, but they're about to face my vaunted Angels.
Your vaunted Angels. You want to talk?
Or actually, no. I'm sorry. They're gonna go down to San Diego.
What's the scuttlebutt in Anaheim regarding the Angels right now?
What do you mean the scuttlebutt? They're playing well. They're top of the division, 5-4.
I know, but how's the the local vibe? Are they buying in? Are they not really so much?
Oh, we're buying in. We got Angels fever out here.
Chugging that Kool-Aid?
Oh yeah, the red Kool-Aid. Yep. No, things are good, man. People have tempered expectations, but yeah, I think that we're excited. Let's get out to an Angels game. That's what everyone's saying. Like, hey, Angels are back on. Let's go watch them. Let's go watch Trout, Ohtani, the other guys.
Yeah. Staying out west though, in the NL West, young Arizona Diamondbacks leading the division out the gate.
They're looking good. You forgot to even mention them in our baseball preview.
Young little squad, man, and they got a bunch of prospects coming up, and they're all playing well right now, and they're anchored by a nice ace on their pitching staff, and hell, you can go off. What if they won a division? What if that happened?
Hey, why not?
Padres spent all the money. Arizona just works their farm system, and
just down on the farm.
David and Goliath story.
Yeah. And then the Dodgers are just middle of the, finished with a 500 record.
Yeah,
I don't think
they've had their runs, man. They've had their chances. You only get so many windows of opportunity before the thing slams shut.
Only get so many at bats. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite thing though is the St. Louis Cardinals, the bottom of the NL Central right now.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, they're not getting out of there anytime soon. But no, I watched the San Diego game. They played the Braves the other night. I think it was Saturday night, Friday. No, it was Saturday during the day. They played the Braves. Maybe it was Sunday. It doesn't matter. It was a back and forth game. It was really fun. It's got me all excited about the Padres right now. Watched them tonight. They lost 5-0 to the Mets. Hey, that's baseball.
It's baseball, baby. The Mets got a nice little squad too, and can't win them all.
You can't. You can try your best.
Unless you're the Tampa Bay Rays.
Then you can win them all.
And they have. Yeah. They got a chance to go 162-0. What no other team has had an opportunity to even say that 10 games into the year in the wild card era. So hey.
I like
anything
it.
Can happen. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
picking up what you're laying down.
That's what you just said, but I said it in the form of a song.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a little inspiration going for our boys out there.
Right. We're Tampa boys.
So we haven't done this in a while, but you got your floaties. You ready to go rafting?
I'm ready to go rafting. I need to refill on my beer of the week, though.
I do too.
Which we didn't talk about. Let's take a break, fill up, and then do our beer of the week.
And then let's do the fantasy raft,
Yeah.
a little NBA talk, and then succession.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Turn my headphone up. Turn my headphone up. No, I got turn them shits up.
No, turn it down. Turn it down. That's too much.
Turn them shits up.
Turn it down. I can't hear anything. I found a cockroach in my dead cockroach in my garage the other day.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, but like I was thinking about this. It's in the garage. It's fine, right?
Yeah, you tell yourself that. They're only there. They're not anywhere else. There's only one. There's no other ones anywhere else. That was the only one.
He's in the garage. That's fine.
Yeah.
The garage is where they're supposed to be. Cockroaches in the garage, people in the house. It's pretty simple.
Yep,
as long as we keep that up.
Keep the boundaries. Keep the boundaries.
Hey, a good relationship's all about boundaries, right?
Yep.
You stay out there. I'll stay in here. As long as we don't commingle here.
That's it.
This is you don't pay rent.
You have
You're
your
not
place.
a pet.
Yeah. Don't be telling your buddies this is a nice, cozy place to stay. This is not open for business.
No. If you want to stay here, you need a place to stay one night. That's fine, buddy. Hey, I'm very receptive to somebody in need.
Right. Just not you, Mr. Cockroach, and your friends.
Just don't come in the house.
No offense.
No offense. I respect what you guys have done.
Yeah. They can survive nuclear war, for crying out loud. So
yeah. If this whole Taiwan situation doesn't get sorted out,
yeah, you got
might have to survive another one.
Refugee cockroaches taking residence. Yikes.
It's fantasy raft time. Speaking of baseball, what are you drinking tonight? Another baseball beer? We had back-to-back baseball beer weeks.
I've got an episode 7 themed beer this week. I mentioned friends from the other night. We were talking Lil Dicky. We were also talking Kansas City. My buddy Alex Cruz, a phenomenal artist who moved to Kansas City. We were talking a little Boulevard Brewery. So I picked up Tank 7.
Whoa, Tank 7, episode 7.
Episode 7, Tank 7. So I'm sipping on this American Saison.
Was that Seosin? 7 years?
Yeah.
7 that song?
Seasons. 7 years? No.
It's by Seosin.
Sing it.
I don't know the words, but 7 years. That's all I know.
All right. Yeah. What are you sipping? What are you sipping on?
Oh, you know me. I'm sipping on that. Cold as the Rockies. Coors Light. Keeping it fresh, keeping it original, keeping it simple. That's it. And a nice cold water.
Nice. You got to stay hydrated.
It's Monday night. We got jobs in the morning, all right?
Right.
We do this for you guys. I'm not drinking for me. I'm drinking for you guys.
Yeah.
It's fantasy raft time.
Let's go. Baseball.
All right. But we're talking baseball movies and TV shows. So we got to flip a coin. Do you got a coin?
Oh, I meant to grab one on my way out. I forgot.
Oh, I got a whole bag of coins right there.
There you go.
Hold on. A whole bag of them.
Flip them all. Flip all the coins. Best out of 100. Just toss them all up in the air.
Call in the air.
Tails never fails, baby. Always.
It is tails. It was tails. Do you want first pick or defer?
I'm taking the first pick, obviously.
Okay. And this is just a 1-to-1 draft. This isn't a snake draft. It's
correct.
Yeah. Well, we had some trades last time.
If it was a snake draft between two people, I would just pick consecutively for 5 in a row. That wouldn't work out well. No. Wow, jinx.
Look at us.
Hey, yo.
All right, with the first pick of the Fantasy Raft of the best baseball movies and or TV shows, if you want to throw that in there. What are you taking?
I've got all movies on my list. I didn't have any shows. And my first pick is one that I actually stumbled upon on a Netflix scroll. I was on a deep scroll. I was deep inside a scroll. Deep inside. Because I'm so deep inside.
This is a very music-heavy episode.
Anyone who knows me knows that Incubus Science is my favorite album of all time. And that's a song off that album, Deep Inside. If you don't know, check it out. But I was deep inside a Netflix scroll, and I came across this one. And I watched it. And it was absolutely phenomenal. It was so well done, so well shot, great research done throughout. It was based on my favorite pitcher of all time, Nolan Ryan. I am taking with my first pick in the Fantasy Raft baseball movies, Facing Nolan.
That's actually the highest rated baseball movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, it's so good. It is so good. I recommend it highly. Anytime
Is it
I
a
get
documentary or what?
Yeah, it's a documentary. A lot of people recounting their time, either facing Nolan Ryan or former teammates of Nolan Ryan. He's in it. He gives his take on his history and his coming up through the major leagues with the Angels and the Astros and the Rangers and his whole career. It's a retrospect, and it's shot really well. Kind of a 30 for 30 feel to it in terms of like cinematography and the way that it's shot, the way that the story is told, and it's just excellent from beginning to end. And I love it, and I'm thrilled to have it on my list.
Is Robin Ventura in it?
Yeah, just getting work again.
He's just in it, like describing like his thought process. Just
what were you?
I really thought I had him there.
Legend.
I really thought that I had him, and he whooped my ass. So why'd you guys invite me here?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Got my ass beat by the greatest pitcher of all time. So all right.
So with the first pick, you took one that I haven't seen yet. So bold strategy.
Oh, you gotta see it. I thought you would have for sure seen that one. That's great.
Nah, man, I'm not a Netflix boy.
So you're saying I could have gotten that pick later in the draft, is what you're saying?
Could have got that at 5. It's not even on my list. Could have got it in your honorable mentions if you wanted to.
Wow.
But hey, you're picking with your heart.
It's number 1 worthy, so I'll take it at 1 gladly.
And I'm picking not with my heart, not with just old time scouting, not with my brain, but with hard numbers. That's right. I'm picking Moneyball. Moneyball is my number 1 pick.
You were going there with it. Once you said numbers, I knew you were going Moneyball.
Yeah, well, I'm a schmoozer for numbers. You know me. I'm a big time math guy. I'm just a math whiz. I just finished a book today, Dirty South. Check it out, by John Connolly. Very good book. Took me way too long to read it, but looking across my bookshelf of what the next book I should read is, and Moneyball is catching my eye. So I might go ahead and crack open that book. Might read that one. But yeah, Moneyball, great movie, great flick.
Great movie. Yeah, definitely was on my list. Good stuff.
What do you got at number 2?
Well, you picked with the numbers for your first pick. I am picking completely with my heart on number 2. It's the most nostalgic baseball movie for me. I've seen it probably 100 times.
Just gonna pencil it in here for you.
Playground baseball at its best. I mean, it's The Sandlot.
Oh yeah. I don't like The Sandlot.
Really?
Yeah. So your first 2 picks, no competition for me.
Interesting. I haven't seen it as an adult recently, but anytime it's referenced, anytime a line is thrown out from it.
You like that new commercial with Mike Trout?
No.
Have you seen the new commercial? Yeah, it's got the catcher from it and the pitcher, the PF Flyers.
Oh yeah.
And it's got Mike Trout hitting, and then he gets robbed on the home run by Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Sandlot was great though. I love The Sandlot. How can you not like The Sandlot?
I don't know, man. I think I just missed it.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. But like all my buddies and me, like we would always like play baseball in the backyard. It's a similar concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get it. I understand the appeal.
It really captures that feeling that you got when you gathered your best buds and got a pickup game of baseball going, and iconic lines throughout the movie, great story, great timepiece. I love it. I love The Sandlot.
I like it. I like it. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. With my next pick, I'm gonna go similar vibe, similar feel, similar. I watched it as a kid, and it really just made me so excited about baseball. It's got a kid in it that's playing in the major leagues. That's Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that was on my list.
Henry Roland Gardner.
Henry Roland Gardner.
And then
butt loving.
yeah, he had elbow surgery that made him be able to throw like 105 miles an hour. Really incredible stuff. And then they signed him to a major league contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good for him, cashing in while he can. Love that movie. Great movie. Great pick. Nice job, Kev. Rookie.
Have you seen Rookie of the Year as an adult?
Nope.
To know if it holds up or not. I'm curious. We should watch Rookie of the Year and The Sandlot and see if they hold up over time. I love that pick. That's a good pick. Good movie.
Yeah. I wanted to take that one from you. I felt like that was coming up on your list.
Yeah, it was definitely on the list for sure. It wasn't I think I had it at 4 or 5. For my third pick, this one is a movie that I would like to see play out in real life, in real time. If we had a chance for it to actually happen. You got Tom Hanks managing an all-girls.
Oh, that was going to be my next pick.
Man, it's so good. A League of Their Own. It just hits home. It hits different. That movie hits different. You got the major league players have gone off to war, so they left a void in baseball, and the ladies pick up the slack. They come through in the clutch. They form their teams. They get an all women's league. Rockford Peaches, Gina Davis, Lori Petty, sisters.
Rosie O'Donnell.
One sister gets traded down to the Racine team. I forget what the Racine team was, but they end up playing each other in the championship. No spoilers. Just a real feel-good movie. A lot of great moments in the movie. A lot of classic scenes. Yeah, League of Their Own, number 3.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Did that win Best Picture?
If it didn't, it definitely should have.
Yeah, it should have. I think Spielberg directed that.
Oh, did he?
I don't know. I'm just trying to throw out names, trying to sound smart.
While you pick your number 3, I'm going to find out who directed it.
Hey, who are you picking 4th? Because I kind of want to know.
No, I can't tell you that.
Okay.
What kind of GM would I be if I told you I was going to pick next?
I bet Ryan Poles would do that.
Yeah, he would. Yeah. Hey, guess what? I'm picking this guy.
Okay. Let's focus. I'm between 2 picks here.
Oh, Penny Marshall directed A League of Their Own.
Oh, of course.
Marshall. The Marsh. P. Marsh.
Marshman. Marshmallow.
P. Marsh. Penny Marshall.
Henny. All right, I got 2 that I don't think you're gonna pick that I'm definitely going to get at 4 and 5. So I'm gonna take Field of Dreams at number 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic.
Have you been out to Dyersville, Iowa to see the Field of Dreams?
I have not. I really want to go to that game that MLB hosts now out there. It seems like a really cool, fun time. I watch the game every year on TV when they have the game out there, but I would love to go to check that out, actually.
Yeah, the first one, Yankees, White Sox, with the White Sox won it on a walk-off. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Field of Dreams. I also have not been out there. Even when I lived in Freeport, it's like, why didn't I go out there? That was be a very easy thing to do. I mean, it's like 2 hours away.
Close? Oh, geez. Yeah. It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I could throw a baseball and hit it.
Let's put that on our bucket list to attend a game there together at some point before we die.
Well, we don't know when we're going to die.
So put it on the immediate list then.
That's okay. Okay, let's do that. Plus bucket list.
All right. Man. I'm looking at the rest of my list here and trying to decide between a few that I wonder if you're going to pick or if you're not going to pick. So
I'm probably not.
All right. For
Actually,
number 4, For my fourth pick, I'm gonna go with another documentary.
Oh no.
And I actually had the opportunity to interview the directors of this movie when it first came out. It's one of my favorite stories in all of baseball. Doc Ellis, pitcher of the Pittsburgh Pirates, throws a no-hitter under the influence of LSD. And they made a documentary about it called No, a documentary, and it's spelled documentary like DOCK-umentary because Doc Ellis is how you spell his name. And it tells the story. They got some great animation throughout it. They've got recounts of the game, recounts from Doc, some audio. Apparently, legend has it that video footage of the game is unavailable, and it may or may not have ever happened. But anyone you talk to that was around during the time says it did happen. I love the story. I think it's a really intriguing story, fun story. Drugs in baseball. No documentary. What's better?
Love that. David Wells was also a pitcher that used to just chuck around balls when he was definitely high on something, right? David Wells, remember him?
Yeah. What was his nickname? Bubba Wells? No.
What was his nickname?
What did they used to call him?
The Big Hurt.
Big Hurt.
All right, I'm gonna pick a documentary as well. Mine is definitely not as feel good as yours is. Mine is actually feel bad. Yeah, and it's a big stain on the Chicago Cubs franchise and fans alike. I'm going with Catching Hell, the story of Steve Bartman, Moises Alou, just how this guy's life was ruined by just being at the wrong place, wrong time.
Seriously.
That's it.
Boomer. David Wells' nickname was Boomer.
Oh yeah, Boomer.
Boomer.
But yeah, Catching Hell, where they had the whole scene where they're like, all right, this guy's about to be killed if we just like let him go with the general population. We need to get him into protective custody and get him out, shuttle him out and get him back to his home.
Man,
he had to quit his job. Actually, I don't know if he quit his job or not, but he had to go into hiding. This poor guy.
He suffered great repercussions for something that really had little to do with the game in the grand scheme, really.
Yeah. I think the next play, Alex Gonzalez botched a ground ball.
Yeah.
That would have ended the inning.
Made an error, would have been an inning-ending double play, and we wouldn't be talking about Steve Bartman at all.
And then going back to my most iconic number 7, that was Game 6.
That was Game 6.
They had a whole other game.
They had a whole other game with Kerry Wood on the mound for Game 7. They had a chance to wrap up the series anyway, but I think psychologically they just thought Bartman was the reason they lost that game and the series. I
hate that.
He's just a fan, a lifelong Cubs fan too.
That's a big reason why I'm not superstitious and why I really hate overly superstitious people is, they ruined that guy's life because they were they cursed him. It's like, no, they didn't.
Yeah. No.
The Cubs lost that game.
Yeah, Moises Alou throws his tantrum out in left field and throws his mitt and this and that. Like, no, dude, you really didn't have that much of an opportunity to catch that ball.
No. It would have been like a
50-50 ball at best.
Yes, absolutely. With no fan there.
Right.
And then you look at all the other fans that were reaching out for the ball.
Yeah.
Man, that poor guy.
And you forget they had a whole nother game to go out and win, and they blew it anyway. So how is that Bartman's fault?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not superstitious either. I'm a little stitious.
Nice. That's funny. The Office. You like The Office?
Michael Scott, man.
I'm just a Jim looking for his Pam.
All right. Okay, every dating site guy.
That's true. What do you got for your fifth pick? Your fifth and final pick.
Fifth and final pick. Wow, I'm torn between two right now. One I have is a super sleeper pick, and one I have is you might pick this one. So what do I do? What do I do?
Don't do the sleeper. Make that an honorable mention. Don't do the sleeper.
Okay.
Do it.
All right, I'll make it an honorable mention. Then my final pick will be Major League.
Wasn't gonna pick that.
Major League is quality. The sequels were terrible, but the first Major League was iconic. It was a great baseball movie. Hilarious at times, heartfelt at times. Great movie.
Our draft board is very similar. It's just you go one theme, I go that same theme. You go another theme, I go that same theme. So
nice.
What did you say? Major League?
Major League, yeah.
Give me like the plot line for that.
It's the Cleveland Indians, and they are a bunch of misfits and like a ragtag bunch who are not expected to do anything. They have a bunch of characters who are just kind of all over the board, like wild and rambunctious and not really competitors, more personality than anything else. And you got Willie Say Hey Mays, you got the big Cuban Missile out there in center field, you got the Rick Vaughn was Charlie Sheen's character. Daniel Stern was in there. A bunch of characters.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. My fifth pick is a TV show. It's Eastbound and Down.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. So
love that show.
Rewatched a good amount of it lately, and it's wow, it could not be made today, I tell you what. But
yeah.
It's a very funny show. Yeah, just about Kenny fucking Powers, and his best friend Stevie. Yeah, and his just trials and tribulations trying to make it in the MLB, and he finally gets there, and then he crashes his car off of off of a cliff, and then he goes and lives a nice life with April that's selling insurance, and he can't do that, and it's just it's a very funny show.
Yeah. It is a funny show. I stuck mostly to movies just because I quite frankly forgot about the show aspect of the draft. But Eastbound and Down was great. Will Ferrell makes some good cameos in there. Danny McBride is hilarious. And everything he does is great.
Jason Sudeikis makes a cameo in season 3,
right,
where he's down in Myrtle Beach and getting jerked off by his girlfriend on the beach.
Have you watched that stalker show that he has?
No.
Me either. I tried it. I didn't enjoy it so much the first couple episodes.
To be honest, I don't really care for dark themed shows like that.
Yeah.
I like thriller books, but like, I don't know, something about TV shows I don't really care for.
Yeah.
Maybe because books I know it's made up, but like TV shows become a little bit too real, and I don't know. I think it perpetuates things in society. But
oh. Do you want to elaborate on that at all, or save that for another segment?
But no, I think that the glorification of these creeps that we have in society that are not doing great things, whether it is fictional or not, I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a net positive for our society. And then terrible things happen, and then we kind of glorify the person that does it, and glorify them in not in a like, wow, look at this person, but like hey, let's dig into their life and let's tell you all about them kind of way. And I don't like that at all. I think that shouldn't be doing that.
Their backstory and their childhood and all the things that made them into what they are.
Yeah. You should bury them under the prison. Don't ever say their name again.
Yeah, seriously. I felt that when they released that Dahmer documentary, the same thing. Yes. I was like, let's feel bad for Jeffrey Dahmer. Why? Why do we care about Jeffrey Dahmer's fucking story?
This person ruined people's lives, like ruined entire families' lives, entire communities' lives. Like, what are we doing here?
Fuck them.
Yes. Yeah.
Fuck them hard. Who we got on your honorable mentions list?
Well, my honorable mentions, I was going to draft this one, but I knew that you wouldn't, and I knew that I picked with my heart. And this one, it's a good movie. It's The Rookie, Dennis Quaid. I love that movie.
Yeah. I never would have picked that one. I think I ever saw that.
It's every single sports feel good movie that you've ever seen. It's not very good, but it's good enough.
Okay.
I also had The Town. They had to rob Fenway Park, so that kind of counts. And then I had Benchwarmers.
I had Benchwarmers too. Nice.
Yeah, Benchwarmers.
So funny. Gus Bus, dude.
The Gus Bus.
I love Benchwarmer. Nick Swartzen's character just like locked up and shut it out, living in the
Yeah.
closet.
Yeah.
So good.
What'd you have? What's your honorable
I
mentions?
almost picked that. I almost picked Benchwarmers over Major League, but I had Benchwarmers. I had Mr. 3000, Bernie Mac.
Oh, Bernie Mac, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bernie Mac, legend, Chicago legend. Great movie, Mr. 3000. Everything else I either picked or it got picked. So
Nice. Hey, that's a good consensus there.
nice board. Nice
You
board.
see my cat's tail there?
Yeah, I did.
Here she is. Here she is, Miss America.
Yeah, so if we missed anything, if we missed any baseball movies or shows, let us know in the comments section as usual, as you've all been so engaging in the comments section the last few episodes.
Yes. Yes, you have been.
We want to know if we missed anything baseball related when it comes to movies and shows.
Yeah, excited to hear what you guys think, what we missed. I'm sure we missed a couple, probably a couple, maybe 2, 3. I know we missed Bull Durham. 3. People are probably shouting at their screens right now. Bull Durham, where's Bull Durham?
Yeah,
but
never saw it. All the boomers are yelling for Bull Durham. I saw Bull Durham maybe like the first half of it. It was on TV once. And I started watching. I was like, this is not good.
I'll be honest. As soon as I mentioned Kaepernick, they were out. All that entire age group. They're like, no,
good point.
These guys,
we just completely alienated.
Get them out of here. You stand for that anthem. You show some respect.
The Rev and Bone Show, alienating demographics, one episode at a time.
I should put the Kaepernick jersey as episode 7.
Yeah. Seriously,
that might pull in some viewers.
Stand for the anthem while I'm sitting on my couch pounding Bud Lights. Oh, not Bud Lights anymore. They're canceled.
Not Bud. God, damn it!
Get that Bud Light out of here.
I know our viewers are waiting on pins and needles over here, waiting to see our boy Will. So let's go ahead and transition over to the NBA playoff preview with our boy Will.
Count it.
By Simmons, is this the dagger?
All right. Getting down to business. We got our boy Will, aka Ramrod, from the blog against the spread.home.blog. Give us a what up, Will.
Oh man, I'm just so excited for the play-in tournament tomorrow. Like, you got Bulls Raptors at 6 p.m. I cannot wait.
That's gonna be a real barn burner.
This is the best time of the year for sports fans. Best time of the year
for us sports fan. It's best time of the year for us sports fan.
Like a singular one, and he's on our podcast. We got the right guy.
We got him here.
We got him here. He's so excited about NBA playoffs. Apparently, this is the only sport he knows. We tried to give him a rundown or try to feel him out on other sports topics, and this is his specialty. So here we are, NBA playoff time, the best time of the year per Will.
It is the best time of the year.
Why?
The most wonderful time.
Sell me on it.
A good NBA playoff run, you will eclipse all other sports playoff runs in that time. Like, you remember LeBron's championship in 16. You remember the Raptors winning in 19. It's like those types of runs in the NBA playoffs will overshadow an entire year worth of playoff runs in other sports. Like, even a crazy Super Bowl champion, a crazy Cinderella World Series champion, a good March Madness. Like, competitive NBA playoffs with all the parity that you see in years like this, can't beat it. You cannot beat it.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see all the teams turn it on for playoff basketball. It
Absolutely.
I
do like to watch regular season basketball. I'm not one of those people that just doesn't watch regular season basketball. But
like on NBA a Sunday night
playoffs,
perfect.
NBA playoffs is next level. Absolutely.
One thing they have to change, they got to bring back is the best of 5 for the first round. I feel like that needs to be the first round.
First round does get a little snoozy.
It needs to be best of 5 again. That was nice intro to the playoffs. Then you get the real dogs going in the best of 7 in the semifinals and the finals and finals. So
yeah, big dogs. Glenn Robinson,
Yeah.
Now, how about a best of 5 between How about a best of 5 between 1 and 8 and 2 and 7, but best of 7 for 3 and 6 and 4 and 5?
I can get behind that. I love
I can get down
those
with
sort of
that.
rules. Yeah.
Get Silver on the horn.
Yeah, call up
draft
David
him an
Stearns.
email.
I'll shoot him a text real quick.
Okay, you got him on text. Perfect.
Yep.
Very
Go.
good. Very good. I've heard
All
this
right.
rumor out there that if you email Mark Cuban, like his email address is like very easy to find. And if you email him, he'll respond.
Really? I might try that.
You should.
No, that's fun.
Just like I have Tony Hawk's phone number. I have his cell phone number, but I have nothing to talk to him about. I got nothing to say to him.
Well, if you
I
email
just feel
Mark,
like it'd be a bother. I don't think that Tony Hawk would have much
What's he
pull in
doing
this
right
playoff
now?
discussion.
He's
but
not
Mark
doing
Cuban
anything.
might. Tony Hawk?
He's not doing anything right now. Neither is Mark Cuban.
Should I ask him if he wants to join our podcast?
yeah, they're never too
Yeah,
busy
sure.
for friendship.
Yeah, he can write a blog.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll ask him to come on the next episode. I don't want to be too distracting here, but if he is on the next episode, Will, you better be available.
Yeah,
No, I'll squeeze it in.
I would hope so. He's Tony Hawk.
yeah. If Mark Cuban and Tony Hawk can squeeze it in, you better be there.
Can you imagine the publicity the show would get if we got Mark Cuban and Tony Hawk in the same episode?
Now,
Just for
now
no reason.
would they both talk each other's sport? So would Tony Hawk talk basketball and Mark Cuban talk skateboarding, or
Would they
have
stick
to-
around for each other's segment?
Yeah,
I think it would just be like general discussion. I don't think that we need topics at that point. Just like riff it up with those boys, see what they got to say.
little chit chat. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I like
What do
it.
you think of
badass.
Ukraine? What's going on over there?
World events, current events.
All right, so the matchups we got that are locked in, we tried to do this a couple days ago, and then the matchups changed. So we wasted about 2 hours of our life talking about matchups that won't happen. So here we are re-recording it. This is very fun.
Hey, but we had fun.
Yeah,
It was fun.
I just
We had a
said
good
that. The matchups are Denver versus the 8 seed, which is either going to be New Orleans, Oklahoma City, LA Lakers, or the Timberwolves. That's the play-in tournament you got there. And then we got Phoenix versus the Clippers. We got Sacramento versus the Warriors. We got Memphis against the 7 seed, who is the aforementioned play-in tournament teams. On the Eastern Conference, we got the play-in tournament, which is Toronto versus Chicago, and then Miami versus Atlanta. They will take on they will fill into the 8 and 7 seed spots against either Milwaukee or Boston, the number 1 and 2 teams. We have Cleveland Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks. We have Philadelphia versus Brooklyn. Let's start it off here. What is the most spicy, intriguing matchup? Will, what do you got?
Clippers Suns. And I can tell you why.
Please do.
So this matchup is very spicy because I feel like everyone on planet Earth has forgotten about how good Kawhi Leonard is at basketball. Like the last time he had a healthy playoff run, he killed it. The last 3 healthy playoff runs he's had, he's killed it. He can carry teams pretty much by himself. Like his main guy in Toronto was Kyle Lowry. Like his main guy now next to him is either going to be Paul George at like 70, 80%, still very good. But with how deep this Clippers team is against how top heavy the Suns team is, and one of those guys is old ass Chris Paul, I don't think he's going to get a ring this year. I think this could very much go Clippers in 7. I think people are kind of discrediting the Clippers. Like they've had some turmoil this year, but they're going to spice it.
Well, I think people are forever discredited the Clippers because they never won anything.
That's fine. That's fine. They made it to the conference finals without Kawhi, their last playoff run, who got hurt. So they're on the upswing.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's a valid reason why people tend to forget about them
Have the
as the
Suns
second
ever
team
won
in
a
the
title?
city. Well, no, but they're not sharing a building with a team that's won X amount of championships. I'll patch that in later, but I think it's a valid argument.
Yeah, that is a valid argument.
Yeah, any team that has two sports teams in any given sport, one being more successful, the other one kind of gets forgotten and shoved to the side. And the Clippers seem to be that beaten stepchild of LA.
Yeah, I've lived out here in Southern California, worked in LA for 3+ going on 4 years, and I don't think I've ever met a Clippers fan.
Yeah, the same
I don't
thing
think I've
happened.
ever
Maybe
had-
there somewhere.
I've never heard anybody bring up the Clippers in conversation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move there and bring them up every day.
Same thing happens
Start a
with
revolution.
other cities. Other cities that have two sports teams like that. For crying out loud, the White Sox don't even get mentioned on ESPN when they talk about Chicago championships. They just leave it off the broadcast.
I feel like that was just an error.
I don't think so. It's happened multiple times.
All right. Well, maybe they just don't like him.
The Clippers and the White Sox, they're one and the same.
All right, that's
Mets
fair.
and Yankees. Less Mets fans than there are Yankees fans. You know, it's just championships speak volumes. And until the Clippers win one, I'd be interested to see what kind of parade the Clippers get if they did win it all. Would it be the same size as the Lakers parade, or would it be just the small contingency of fans that show up for that? Like how
If they get to the top, the Lakers fans will pretend to be Clippers fans just for
They
the
will.
excuse of having a parade in their city. There's
yeah,
a parade inside their city.
LA fans are like that. I could see that happening.
Yeah, LA fans do come out for winners. So, I mean, when the Rams won their championship, a lot of Rams fans came out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah.
I always loved seeing the side by side when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup, fans versus when the Kings won the Stanley Cup, and how you just see the vast difference in fandom for hockey, Chicago to LA. There was barely anyone at the Kings rally, and there was like 4 million people at the Blackhawks.
Man.
I mean, is that supposed to be an
crazy.
insult to like LA hockey culture? I mean, come on, what are we talking about here?
Hockey in Los Angeles.
Of course, it's not going to be big.
Silly, yeah, it's a silly place. Like the Phoenix has a team like for hockey. Like, why?
The Coyotes.
Coyotes. Why are you playing hockey in the desert?
I don't know. Dallas has a team. A lot of warm weather cities have teams. Tampa
I
Bay
know.
Lightning, they're a dynasty.
They are. A
I don't know
dynasty.
where I'm going with this.
You were just
Point being,
yeah.
Point being, you like the Clippers and Suns as the most spicy matchup. Definitely going 7 games. T-Bone, what about you? Who's spicy to you?
I got a spicy one. It's surprisingly spicy. You eat it and you think, oh, this is not going to be that spicy. And all of a sudden you're blasted in the face with spice. And that's going to be the 1-8 matchup in the East between the Bulls and the Bucks.
Ooh, I like this. Give me a
Yeah.
little spice.
It's going to get
Let me
spicy.
taste it.
It's going to get spicy.
Give me some milk.
No, you need the milk afterwards because that cleanses the spice. You don't want
I'm just
the milk
saying I want it on
up
deck because
front.
it's going to be so spicy.
Yeah, you don't want the milk up front. You want the milk on chaser. I like this series. The more I ponder the possibilities. First of all, the Bulls have to get there, right? That's a big if.
That's
if
correct.
If they do, they're going to be seeking revenge from last year's disappointment. They've got a lot to prove. They have a lot more to prove than the Bucks have to prove right at this point in their season. At this point in their roster over the last couple of years, like the Bucks won a title. Bulls configured a team that was supposed to compete and hasn't up to this point. I like the matchup to be spicy. I'm not saying the Bulls are going to win the series, but it'll be spicy.
Maybe
whole
squeak
round.
out a game 4.
I don't know. Maybe 2 wins in the series. Maybe push them to the brink. I don't know. And then once you get to a game 7, anything can happen. That's when it gets real spicy.
It's so spicy in a game 7. I could see
Yeah.
that. I could see that. Putting on my
So-
Bulls hat real quick.
All right.
The Bulls have been playing real hot lately. The Bucks are
They've been
thinking
hot.
that it's going to be exactly like it is last year, where they just
Exactly.
go
They
in
are.
there, they win
Yeah.
4 out of 5, no problem, move on to the next round. Well, that ain't going to happen this year. This Bulls team, they're built different. Okay, they got Patrick Beverly.
Right. That's up. That's all you need. Pat Bev.
Exactly.
We're good. Yeah,
So-
it gets spicy. Get interesting. You never know. Bulls have to get there. They may not even get there. So, fingers crossed.
Well, I'm not going to say they have an uphill battle, but they have, I don't know, like what's a battlefield that was like just flat land? Whatever
The
that
Battle
is.
of Hastings.
Thank you. Wow, good pull.
You're welcome.
Yeah, where it's just a flat field. So it's not uphill, just a flat field. So that's what they got to go against. They got Toronto first. If they win that, they either have Miami or Atlanta. I think they stack up well against all of those teams. I think they would win all of those games easily. And then they're against Milwaukee. And then we're there. Then the Spice City.
Then it's Spice City. Yeah, then the spice really gets you. It gets you here. Gets you right here.
Ooh, I like that. I'm going a real spicy one. Very similar to T-Bone's
Spicy
pick.
meatball.
But I think that this team is not a team that you want to play. I'm not spoiling my pick for the next segment here, but I think the 2 seed in the West versus the 7 seed, the Memphis Grizzlies versus the LA Lakers. I think that's an extremely spicy matchup.
It is spicy meatball.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be a very fiery series. I think that Memphis Grizzlies, they're a very young team, and they won't know what hit them. They don't have their big bully anymore. Steven Adams is out for the playoffs. And the Lakers would come into Memphis, lowly little Memphis over there, out on the Mississippi River, trying to make a name for themselves. And big old LA coming in from Tinseltown, coming in from Showtime. I don't. Is that not Tinseltown?
It is. No, it is.
Okay, thank you. They're gonna come in and they're gonna put a stomp into those poor Grizzlies. I think that they could win the series in 6, 5.
The Lakers could win.
I could see that.
I could see that happening.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I think that's gonna be a very spicy series. I think
It's zesty. It's real zesty.
over under for players getting ejected in that series. I'd say 3, and I'm taking the over. I think punches get thrown.
Between who? Someone's hitting Dylan Brooks, right?
Definitely.
Austin Reeves, Dylan Brooks.
Ooh, wow.
Big contract for Austin Reeves if they win the series after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Austin Reeves doesn't strike me as a punch throwing kind of guy.
No, he's scrappy.
He doesn't strike me as a punch thrower though.
He's a scrap dog.
Yeah, he's a scrap dog.
I kind of want to see Dylan Brooks get punched, really.
Yeah.
He did pull off that Rick James look the other night he had though, like on their last game on the bench. He just totally blew his hair out, looked like Rick James. He pulled it off. I hate Dylan Brooks, but he did pull it off.
I like that.
He tried to rock the Stone Cold Steve Austin look. Did you see that one? I saw
that. That one was ridiculous.
What are you doing?
That's where my hatred started. That's when I first got introduced to him.
Well, that's Kev's guy because he's an Oregon Duck.
Oh yeah, I've been watching him since he was in short pants.
Yeah.
So, okay. So next on the docket, what are the scary teams? What team would you not want to play? Maybe not going very far, but I would not want to face these boys. Who do you got? T-Bone. Let's start with you.
The team you do not want to face in the playoffs, and I feel real bad for these guys for pulling this draw because they've had such a nice storybook, a little Cinderella type season leading up to the 3 seed in the West. They fought hard all year to get to this point, but to draw the Golden State Warriors in the first round, that sucks for the Kings. So, team is why would you ever want to play the Warriors in a playoff series, right? They're proven. Yeah. They're a dynasty. They've got guys that have won titles. They've got guys that get in your head and mess with everything that you try to do. They've got guys you can't scheme against in Steph and Clay, even Draymond to a certain point. Pool's got some skill sets that you can't really scheme against. I don't think anybody, let alone the Sacramento Kings, want to see the Warriors in the playoffs. And I would want to see them in any round of the playoffs. So,
well, yeah, and that arena is going to get so jacked up, just like they always do. A young team is just going to crumble.
Warriors.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see the Warriors either. That's probably my pick. Will, what do you got?
Warriors.
I mean, it's a square pick, but I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now. It's got to be the Lakers.
That's pretty original.
Yeah. For one, they're definitely. I guarantee they will win this play-in game over Minnesota, who's reeling right now.
Well, Minnesota's in shambles right now. You got guys punching their own guys.
So they got the 7 seed.
Go Bear. What a tool. What a tool that guy is.
No, he's a loser. But you got that matchup. They're gonna take care of business there, win by at least 10. At home, I'm pretty sure. And then they'll play Memphis. They match up very well with Memphis. Memphis doesn't have they have Jaren Jackson, but he is susceptible to fouling out. You get like 4 fouls in 6 minutes. So you have no one on AD who that's obviously a big deal.
A guy like AD exposes Jaren Jackson, I think.
Yeah. Like he can't mesh with them in the paint very well. Like he can block some shots, but he'll get bodied very quick.
He can take him outside.
So then
inside doesn't matter. Yeah, Jaren Jackson is pretty much fucked if that's the matchup he draws.
And then in the second round, if the Warriors can get past the Kings, which I think it's like It's probably going to happen. I don't want it to happen. I want the Kings to win, but the Warriors are probably going to beat them. And then in a series with the Lakers and the Warriors, I'm all in on the Lakers on that one. I would place a bet before the series even started, the Lakers over the Warriors, because they
Damn.
match up with the Warriors very well. Like all regular season, they dominated them. If one team can go into Golden State and keep composure, like keep themselves, if they're down 2-1 in a series, have to go to Golden State and win a game to stay alive, they could do that. Then in the conference finals, it's anyone's guess who they match up with, but I feel confident in their chances too. So there's no team that could go against the Lakers, and I'd say, wow, the Lakers, no, they don't have a chance. I would say they have a very good chance of defeating anyone they match up against. And they're a
So
seven seed.
are you calling an all Los Angeles Western Conference final right now?
That would be very fun.
It's possible. It's very possible.
Oh, you're not too strong in that pick, but okay, I'll take it.
There's only one
All right.
little hiccup. It's the matchup with Denver and the Clippers. For some reason, Denver owns the Clippers. I'll have to dig the numbers on that one.
Yeah, please
Really
do get
some
back to us.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, I got what?
The Clippers' love is faltering here. I thought it was all in on the Clippers.
Only in that one situation. Like the Suns, they don't scare me. But the Nuggets, for some reason, with that matchup, it just doesn't make sense. It's just how it goes.
You guys were pounding the table the other day saying how Denver is so easily exposed. They suck in the playoffs. Oh, they're regular season champ.
The seeding changed, man. The seeding changed.
Yeah, but Denver is still the same team.
I still like Denver to go out early. I don't think they'll make it to the conference finals.
Thank you, Terry, for sticking to your guns on that one.
I will. Yeah, absolutely.
If the Clippers can beat the Suns, I'm just a little sketched out. Like the Clippers in 7. How about that?
Okay, I'll take it because that's a win.
Yeah.
Speaking of win, who do you want to win the championship versus who do you think is going to win the championship? So taking out my own fandom here, I'll go first. Thank you. Taking out my own fandom here, Chicago is obviously the team that I want to win, but I'm not even going to go there. The team that I want to win would be either Sacramento or Denver. I really like both of their teams. I like their stories. I would really like Denver to actually get over the hump to kind of shut some people up, maybe people on this panel, that they're a good basketball team. They can play, they can compete in a series. So either one of those teams, I would love to see them win the championship. Who do I think is going to win the championship? Boy, that's tough. But I think Boston. I think Boston has a really good team. So yeah, I'm going with that.
Nice.
What do you got? What do you got, T-Bone?
Well, yeah, like you, I'd love to see the Bulls win the championship. Is it going to happen? Obviously not. It's the longest of long shots. So, of course, I want them to win. I'll be rooting for them for the full 48 minutes that they have left in their season. So, who do I think will win it, though? I like Philadelphia's route to the finals and to the championship this year. I think Embiid has had a monster year. Doc's a hell of a coach. I know he's faltered in the playoffs since he won it with Boston and this and that and the other, but I like the way their team is constructed. I like the fact that they've got two superstars on the team that know how to play with each other now. They know each other's game. They've come into their own with each other now over the course of the last couple of seasons. They figured each other out, and they've been playing their best basketball of late. So I like Philly to break the curse of Philadelphia sports teams getting to the promised land and losing, with the Eagles in the Super Bowl and the Flyers in the Cup and the the Phillies in the World Series. And I like the
Flyers
Sixers.
definitely were not in the Cup.
No, I know, but the Sixers I like to win.
All right, just making sure we're on the same page there. We gotta be completely factual with this.
No,
Will,
I was just over exaggerating
right.
the Philadelphia runs to the finals lately.
I understand. What about the Philadelphia Soul? Their quest for the Arena Cup.
Not
I don't
following.
the Arena Football League. It's
Yeah,
defunct.
not following that one.
I noticed.
Kurt Warner.
I'll cut that. I watched that Kurt Warner movie. I forget what it's called.
No, you did not. With Kevin James.
No, that's the Sean Payton
Sean
movie.
The Sean Payton movie.
No, I watched the Kurt Warner movie, which is it's not good, but it brought a tear to my eye. I did cry in it.
That's cute.
Yeah. Will, what do you got? Who do you want to see win? Who do you think's going to win?
Who do I want to see win? I want to see Giannis get another ring because
Why?
Giannis gets a lot of disrespect, man. Giannis
Does
is going to
he?
be third place in
I
MVP
don't think
votes
he
this year,
does.
and he had his best year so far, better than any of his MVP years. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
the
happened.
problem that two other people were better than him, but he was still otherworldly good. Just think the
I don't think that's disrespectful.
Yeah,
That's
no,
just
that's
you
happened to
just
guys.
said
you
that
gotta
two
be
other
you
people were
gotta be
better
in
than
the
him.
trenches of Twitter to see the disrespect that Giannis gets compared
No,
to.
that's not real disrespect.
Yeah,
Among
no, I
among
mean it counts.
among
I get
real NBA critics,
I
that's happened to
pull
Jordan in the past where he's had his best year, didn't win MVP. Kobe's had some great years where he didn't win MVP. LeBron has had a ton of years where he's won MVP or hasn't won MVP. It doesn't mean it's disrespectful. It just means that he's going up against guys that deserve it a little bit more.
let me rephrase disrespectful into underrated. Let me fix that.
I don't think
A
anybody's
lot of
underrating
people
him.
a lot of people were on the Bucks earlier this year as title favorites. Giannis, MVP, top three for sure. And now that all these storylines have developed, Embiid's running away with the MVP. Bucks quietly got the first seed from the Celtics, and they've just been sitting there. And I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about the Bucks. I want Giannis to get a ring because I love Giannis. I love watching him run and dunk.
Yeah,
It's great to
MVP
watch.
MVP is it's becoming such a subjective award, valuable. What's most valuable?
Yeah. How do you define value?
It used to always be the best player on the best team would win MVP, right? You had the best record in the
That
league
would
and
be
the best
Giannis
record
this
in one
year.
of the conferences. You are the MVP almost by default, whether or not your stats are better than whoever else. And within the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, it's become more about stats, more about individual accolades
Okay,
than anything else.
but
If
look
you're
at
valuable, you're bringing your team to a respectable place in the playoff position. Embiid is there at the 3 seed. Giannis obviously has the 1 seed. Joker's led his team to the regular season championship multiple years. Luka's team fell off. Obviously, he's not in the running anymore. But like Tatum again, Tatum's another one. Is how do you quantify and how do you quantify value, right?
well, I mean, you look at football and like the Heisman Trophy and the MVP league or MVP of the National Football League. It's just the best quarterback on the best team, and that's all it's devolved into. And I mean, that's not the best player in the country. That's not the most valuable player. I don't know. Maybe it is, but it's not something I agree with.
I've always thought about value when you think about most valuable. If you take that player off of the team, how does that team going to perform? And right now, you've got 4 dudes on teams where if you take them off the team's not as good anymore. Considerably worse without the guys on the team, right? You take Giannis off the Bucks, they might not even make the playoffs. You take Embiid off the Sixers, what are they? A low seed playoff team? You take Jokic off the Nuggets, where are they? You take Tatum off the Celtics, they're a lottery team. So you have a lot of guys that
Yeah.
are definitely.
What's the overarching point you're trying to make here? You lost me.
My point is that if you want to be able to quantify value, and there's no way to really quantify it anymore. It's become
Right.
subjective. It's
Yeah.
it's in the hand of voters versus an actual like criteria that says, okay, if you've accomplished this, that, and the other, you are most valuable.
Yeah, it's
And
got to be a combination of the eye test and statistics and the team's success overall.
Team success. Yeah, I think team success overall is the ultimate goal is to win a championship, right? So if you're not leading your team to championship aspirations, then you shouldn't even be in the conversation for MVP. But
We're kind of stomping all over Will's time here.
Man, I know I'm talking to 2 Bulls fans right now about how much I want the Bucks to win, but I
Oh,
love
that's okay.
Giannis,
They're not
man.
our rival. I don't.
It has to, yeah, I
really
get that.
not.
Like Brooke Lopez, I would pick him for Defensive Player of the Year if I had a good old vote for the awards. Drew Holiday, love that guy.
Yeah.
Pat Connaughton, most underrated 3-and-D role player in the league. And Bobby Portis, crazy eyes, Bulls messed up letting him go.
Add him to the
So,
list.
no, I love the Bucks team. So I just hope they all get another ring. But
Yeah, I
who
don't
I
mind the
think
Bucks
will
too
win,
either, but that freaking Grayson Allen is the worst.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I
about
dislike
him.
them specifically because of him.
He's the
No.
worst.
I'll stop rooting for them when the bench comes on.
Drew
Okay, that's
Holiday
fair.
was robbed of Defensive Player of the Year last year. I will say that he should have won it last year over Smart.
Well, Marcus Smart deserved that.
He's solid, but Drew Holiday's anyway. Who do you like to win it?
Who do I think will win it? You gotta give me. I really like Boston to win it this year.
Oh, come on.
I really think.
What?
No, I'm all
Boo.
about the
Where did this come
Clippers.
from?
I'm all about the Clippers, man. I
Are
think
you?
they're gonna win. Yeah, no,
You
absolutely.
were not. You were way more about the Clippers last time. Now all of a sudden it's the Celtics winning it all.
Yeah, you didn't
No,
even
I am-
mention them
I
until we
am all
booed you.
Yeah. We didn't.
This is a very square pick. I just think that at
Bring
the
back
end,
the hot takes from last time, man. Jesus.
Yeah, where
I
he's
think
oh,
it's gonna
Celtics
be
and Lakers. Oh wow.
it's gonna be Boston and the Clippers.
Why do you think we
in the
brought you on
finals.
here, Will? Come on.
Yeah. What the hell's going on here?
You know,
Tricked us.
this seeding thing got me all messed up about the Clippers. So I'm still riding that they're gonna win this series very hard against the Suns. But as for their whole path, it's getting foggy. It's getting foggy. I still see it. The end is in sight. It's just foggy now. It was
Guys, I gotta
crystal
restart the
clear
meeting.
the other day when it
Did
was
your
3 and
agent get
6.
to you and tell you to be more safe with your picks? Your agent talked to you, didn't he?
He
said
might have
you
said
got-
a couple things.
He said you can't get on air and start spouting this nonsense. This is national. This is national
See,
TV
when I was
here.
saying all that stuff, I had no idea there was
Hold,
a
please.
chance they could go up into 5.
I'm sorry I had to cut off there. We ran out of time on the last Zoom meeting. You guys were in a heated debate over Will's waffling, if you will.
Okay,
Waffling, yeah.
it's not so much as
Yeah.
waffling as I said. The path is just getting a little foggier. When I made those declarations the other day, the Clippers were the 6th seed in the West, and I thought it was locked. I thought they were locked into the matchup with the Kings, and I was loving that matchup. How Warriors fans are feeling right now, being in that spot, I was feeling the other day. I was seeing the path. The path was crystal clear. They get
Man,
the Lakers in the second round,
disrespect to the
win that. Yeah, no, the Clippers would have got the Kings like 5 or 6 games, but as I'm looking at the full picture now, the finished painted picture that I thought was finished, Boston's gonna win their first round matchup very easily. I don't care who it's against. And then they got Philly, who they own. And then if they get Milwaukee or I don't know, Cleveland, New York, something crazy like that, they're gonna win that series too. And as long as they don't get the Warriors in the West, I'm totally confident that the Celtics have probably the easiest path this year and the best team to do so. It's got to be. I know it's kind of a square pick from where I was on the Clippers, but full
It's a
painted
completely
picture tells a
fair
different story.
take, but I am going to
Yeah.
patch in how confident you are. I'm going to patch in that little video clip of you spouting off the praises of the Clippers and how confident you were.
That's fine. They're going to beat the Kings, and they're probably going to beat whoever they play in the second round. They're going to go on a big run this year. I just feel it. They have more top end talent on their team than Sacramento. Like I love Fox, I love Sabonis, but Kawhi and Paul George, that's just too good to pass up in the playoffs. Like
You
that's
had
fine.
me sold. You had me completely sold on the Clippers last time. And now I'm like,
I got it.
oh.
I gotta watch game 1, see how they are before I get if they go out game 1, even if they lose by like I don't know less than 5 points, I'll be on the moon. Clippers in 7 right there every series.
I had no confidence in the Clippers to even get out of the first round last time we talked. And by the time you were done with your sales pitch on the Clippers, I was all in on them winning the whole shebang.
I have a future on them to win the finals. I don't have a future on the Celtics to win the finals, so that's got to count for something.
What are the odds on that future?
Plus 4,200.
That's pretty good.
But
I guess that
Clippers?
would.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I have a small one on the Knicks to win too, but I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
I took one out on the Bulls really early on this season. It was terrible.
Wasn't it like
I got one
plus
on the-
10,000, something like that?
Yeah, it was like 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. I got one.
That's
on the
just a bet
Grizzlies
you got to
too, at
take right there.
750.
Yeah. I think they're like plus 50,000 right now. So if you want to hop on that.
Who, the Grizzlies?
Oh, the Bulls.
Oh, the Bulls. Yeah, right.
I
Do
might
it
hop
now.
on that.
Imagine
Hey, you
that.
got to take a flyer. You got to take a flyer.
It's like a
Absolutely.
It's a buck. It's a buck, right? It's $1.
Cool. Right on. All right. So our championship picks. I got the Boston Celtics. I don't like it. Who do you got, T-Bone?
I got the Celtics too. I got the Philadelphia 76ers, man.
I mean, it's not two. I was the first one to pick them.
Oh,
Yeah. I just had to
So.
copy it.
Yes. Will,
Wow.
you have the Celtics too.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Right now.
Ridiculous.
Right now. Yeah. They
I'm a
could
very
change.
influential person. I get that.
Guess so. Yeah, must be it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Will, thank you for joining us. We'll definitely be checking in with you throughout the playoffs. Really looking forward to that. Be sure to check out Will's blogs on againstthespread.home.blog. Anything else you want to say to your fans, any of your followers out there? Give them a shout out.
I'll have a written breakdown of how I think every series is going to go. The Clippers one will be at least 3 or 4 paragraphs long for the first round, so just stay tuned for that. Got a lot of juice to write for that. That should be out in the next day or two. But
Nice.
other than that, I got nothing.
Nice.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
For sure.
Thanks for
Talk to you
being
later,
here.
Will. So coming out of Shy Glizzy with awesome,
Yeah.
and coming out of our boy Will's hot takes for the NBA playoffs, actually very cold takes. His hot takes were
Yeah.
definitely stored in the lost episode where we had the
Man.
seating wrong.
Man.
I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed in the boy. He got scared. He got a little stage fright. He went with the easy pick. But that's not how we do things here. We do things a little hot and steamy, a little hot and heavy.
Let the boy watch.
I don't like that at all. Especially when we're talking about Will.
Let's see, found down throwback. Yeah, come on, baby. Come on,
Oh, yeah,
baby.
it is. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby. Let's talk about some Succession.
Come on, baby.
Logan
Succession.
Roy's dead.
Wow. He's dead. He is
Dead.
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 Just dead. I can't even believe it.
I couldn't believe it the entire episode. So I kept thinking, he's coming back.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Right.
revive him.
I even said to Brienne, we were watching the episode last night. I'm like, oh, I turned to her. I'm like, what if this is a stunt? What if he's playing? What if this is a play? And she's like, that'd be one sick play. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah. Have you seen the show? He's a sicko. He might turn this into a play.
That's one sick puppy.
He's one sick fuck. But he's dead. He's clearly dead. And now, I mean, it's 3 episodes into the season, and
7 left.
yeah.
7 without Logan Roy. And this show doesn't do flashbacks. So he's out.
Yeah, he's gone. He gone.
It's not going to be like, Kendall looking up at the sky like, Dad, can you hear me right now? He like comes out of the clouds. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is where everyone's claws, I think, are gonna come out. You saw it emerge just within like the statement they had to write
Yes.
and present for a press conference. Like the claws are coming out in terms of who's gonna go for the grab right now.
Yeah. Who's taking the crown? Is it the
Yeah.
kiddos or these schlubs, these old schlubs, the hired hands?
Hey, the old schlubs have the experience, man. They know how to work it. They drafted that statement just with a dead body in the same airplane they were in. Logan's dead corpse was 30 feet from them.
Yeah.
And they said,
Yeah.
fuck it. We got to write a statement. We got to get our business together. We got to do this, do that. They had a specific order amongst how they were going to go about their business.
Well, because they don't have as much of an emotional attachment to it.
Yeah, no emotional attachment whatsoever. It's all business.
But it's their jobs.
Yeah. So how are the Roy kids going to overcome those old schlebs' business acumen to get past their own emotional attachment to it and prevail?
Well, those old schlubs, do they have a seat at the board?
I don't think they do individually. They did as part of Logan's team.
Right. But I
Now
don't think
Logan-
they don't have nearly as much pull as the 3 kids united.
I
as
want
a
to know.
united front.
Right. I want to know who has a seat at the board. Do the disgusting boys have a seat at the board?
They should.
That's what we need to ask ourselves here.
I got a question. Did you hear about cousin Greg? Let's see. What's his name? Greg, Succession. Let's just Google search that news. Okay, so I don't know what Leah was reading last night, but she was saying like he was cousin Greg, the actor, was accused of like sex with underage women.
In
But
real life?
I guess I wouldn't imagine they would put that in the show.
Well, maybe that date he took to the party was underage. We didn't know. In real life, though?
Yeah, I guess so. But like, I just Googled him and put news, thinking it would pop up all over the place, and it's not there. So,
oh, he's such an ancillary character. They don't even care to bother mentioning his real life news in the news feed.
well, maybe
Ouch.
she made it up. I don't know. I guess what I'm getting at is like, oh, would they have to write him out of the show? I mean, they can't really do that now. But no, it seems like he's in the clear. So yeah, Greg, cut that part. Greg and Tom, I don't think they have a seat at the table. I don't think that was a serious question, and I'm responding to it seriously.
Right. Yeah, I was totally joking.
Sorry, man. I have a bad joke radar right now. I'm thinking about Greg's legal problems. Oh wait, we cut that part.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that, but that would take Disgusting Boys to a whole new level.
Sure would.
Um,
Talk about method acting.
Oof. Reel it in, Greg.
It was a
Reel it
joke,
in.
T-Bone. We're joking here. This is a joke podcast. Okay, so Logan's dead. The kids had a hard time accepting that. Specifically, Roman. Roman had a very hard time with that.
Yeah, the whole he kind of had a mental breakdown in terms of like how he demanded to find out like if it was real. Do we have a doctor there? Do we have this? Like, we don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that. Yeah, well, they do know that. He's dead.
Yeah.
But I think
Kendall
he's
really
freaking out because he left him that voicemail calling him a cunt. His last words to his dad were, "Are you a cunt?"
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
bye.
are you sure? Because that kind of seems like it. Because he just told him to fire Jerry,
Right.
kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah. So he
I thought
delivers the
that
news.
I thought that line by Logan was a little forced, a little heavy-handed. So I didn't really care for the writing when he was like, "Come on, are you on my team or not?"
Yeah, I thought the
It's like,
same exact thing. Yeah.
all right, is he gonna? What do you really like? We're all thinking that that's what he's implying, but like,
Right. You didn't have to come out and say that line. It was already implied. We already knew you were
that's what you're doing
going
by
down
having him do
road
that. Yeah,
with Roman. Yeah.
yeah. So I didn't care for that line, but that's really my only real nitpick with that. I really liked Kendall in this episode. I thought that he did a great job where, he faced the situation. And then he said, "Hey guys, anything that we do right now is going to be viewed for the rest of the time as what we did on the day that our dad died."
Yeah,
So
that was some great foresight.
excellent foresight right there. And then like saying like, no, we should definitely be the ones to draft the statement. Yeah, good job by Kendall. I thought it was interesting that they had Shiv talk there, but that was, I guess, Shiv's old PR knowledge coming back in.
Right. One weird thing that I found in that episode was where Shiv was asking them like, "Well, why didn't you let me know right away?" And Kendall and Roman are like, "We did. We let you know like immediately after we found out. Like, we just found out the same." And like you got the feeling that like Shiv didn't believe them. And I was curious as to like why she would question that, because like
I think she's just really insecure. I think that her insecurities really showed up right there, where she really thought that like they would keep something like that from her while they try to sort it out. That was my take on it.
So it's just a reinforcement of Shiv's insecurities.
Yeah.
character. Okay.
where she wasn't there at the start of the phone call, even though she got the phone call twice and she just rejected it.
Yeah, what a weird set of circumstances to be placed in. Like, can you imagine like your dad not knowing if he's dead or alive and having to talk to him and like, oh, the phone's by his ear, and like she walks into that not knowing if he's alive or dead.
Yeah.
You don't know what to say. What are you supposed to say?
Yeah.
And all three characters, all three kids were like, hey, like they didn't know what to do. They were completely emotionally wrecked by the moment.
Yeah. And I think that
good. Oh, go ahead.
they all have the same like feeling of like, all right, if this guy's like really, getting CPR, potentially dead, like he's not hearing anything I'm saying. So this is whatever I say is going to sound phony and fake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very self-serving. And they all had that like jadedness to everything that they were saying. Despite their fears, because I think that their genuineness came out at the same time as their like, all right, but this is just a performative act. This doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I think Kendall was the only one that mentioned like Logan being a dick, like
Yeah.
in his speech, his phone call to him.
Yeah.
Like the other two were like, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it. This and that. Like you're strong. You're a monster." But I think Kendall at one point was like, "You were a dick to all of us, but
Yeah. I don't
dad.
forgive you, but it's okay."
Yeah. That's what it was. I don't forgive you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, where does this leave Tom and Greg? Because that's going to be a very large storyline over the next 7 episodes. Specifically, you need to go to the office and you need to delete the file on my computer titled logistics, and then and then like delete it from the recycle bin or whatever. He's not going to do that. Greg's not going to do that.
I don't know. Greg seems to really yearn for Tom's approval, but
I feel like that's waning.
Yeah, in this season specifically, you kind of seen Greg gain a little bit more confidence and a little bit more knowledge into the inner workings of how that business works. So I don't know if he'll follow through on that, but
well, he's also been burned before when he had to go on trial there.
Yeah. The desperation in Tom's voice, like it was palpable. So if Greg hears that and like, well, if you're so desperate, then why don't you do it yourself? Or if you're so desperate, why are you asking me to do it? Why don't you have one of your other cronies doing it? And like their relationship sort of dwindling away. And
it's such a weird thing to ask him. Like, dude, just do that like when you land. Like,
right.
Why is this so time sensitive?
Yeah.
You guys aren't under pressure by the government anymore.
I do want to know what's in there, though.
Oh, of course. I'm sure that'll come to light.
And they've just been talking about it for seasons now. So yeah, I think that's a storyline that's developing, but without Logan on the show, I just don't know which character sort of like morphs into the new main character, because Logan's been the main character, right?
Yeah.
Everything he does has a ripple effect on every other character. So who's going to be that main character now to fill that void?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like, yeah, Logan is the main character. Are they just
going? It's a ballsy move to kill off Logan at this point of the season. Like they have more than half the season to still air.
Yeah, I mean the hey, delete these files. That's basically a rehash storyline from a couple seasons ago.
Right.
So is it going to be more just like rehash storylines like, oh, Kendall, you're going to be the new leader. Oh, no, Shiv.
I hope not.
I hope not.
It's so tired. Like it's been there and done that already. Like someone needs to emerge, I would say, by episode 5 of this season as the clear-cut sort of, I guess, winner, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And take over that void that Logan's leaving and direct how the other characters sort of fall in line. But I don't know who that's going to be at this point. Still up in the air. I always thought Logan would prevail and take everything with him to his grave.
Well,
Maybe he does. Maybe he writes it in a will that.
he's got to have a will, right?
Oh, of course.
Huh.
If I die, shut down business, kind of thing.
Shut it down and sell it to Greenpeace.
Yeah, make it a not for profit. Fuck it. Everyone else, fuck off.
Yeah,
no, I don't know. I mean, do you have any ideas on how that shapes up?
No, I mean the imminent thing right now is the sale to Gojo.
Yeah.
So where does this leave that? Their stock price is already falling. I don't know. We'll have to see.
But plot hole in that whole episode was they were on their way to meet with Madsen in Sweden, right?
Yes.
They didn't show him during the episode. They didn't show any sort of aftermath of them diverting a plane back home, right? I know Logan died. It's a big. You have to go back home, whatever. But like, Madsen was waiting for them, and he's not the type of dude that's just going to be like, "Oh, I understand."
Right.
You know?
Especially in this situation where their stock prices is falling like crazy right now.
Yeah.
He's not just going to be like, oh yeah, same price. I'll honor the deal that I gave her. Like, that's not going to be what happens there.
No way. Is he in play to take over the company in any way, shape, or form? If Logan dies, and since he has died, is he in a position to take over the company?
Well, it makes them Waystar much less valuable. And really, that was kind of where they were at with the whole them selling the company in the first place, is that it was going to be
evil and weak, and
he was going to be the one to take it over because he was a little bit more powerful. So he's like, all right, well, instead of you buying us, we buy you, basically, type of thing.
I mean, yeah, so we have 7 more episodes of the season to sort of sort it all out. If he takes over, if he exercises his right and takes it over, buys it out, whatever, what plot lines are there to really dive into anymore?
I don't know. Is just gonna be like a big happy ending where Tom and Shiv make
like a
up?
happy ending type show.
It doesn't.
But
they have 7 hours, 7-hour-long episodes to land this plane. I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, there's going to be so many more plot twists that come in with different characters, different companies, different sale potentials. You got the whole Pierce acquisition that's probably not going to go through with the stock prices plummeting. With the stock prices plummeting, you got the sale number definitely going to go down. He's not going to pay. Madsen isn't nearly going to pay as much. So the kids aren't going to be as rich. They can't buy Pierce and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And don't forget about the vote.
So maybe the vote's coming up. So maybe this all turns around. The kids rally together and say, hey, let's restart the 100. Let's do it for real this time.
No way.
And then the end of the show is them like it's their launch of the website.
Oh geez. And then it becomes a real thing in real life. Like go to the 100, check it out.
Yeah,
check
and it's gonna be like
we got a podcast too. Business podcast.
Yeah, all Africa all day.
Yeah.
So I mean, we said this last episode. I think that we have to see. We'll see.
I know.
But the stock price falling is going to have a huge domino effect in all of this.
Yeah, it will. But
Sure.
I don't know how they fill 7 episodes now with Logan dead.
Well, you got to think about if this is real life, right? And this is a fresh idea. It's coming straight off the dome. So follow me down this path. If this was real life, like life would keep going. Might not be as entertaining as, when he was alive, but I guess that would make for a bad show.
I don't know. One of the siblings has to turn on another sibling, like whether it's Kendall, Shiv, or Roman.
Oh, I don't
or
know, T-Bone. Do you
Connor.
think that's going to happen? They've been so galvanized for season upon season. Nobody's ever turned against anybody. I don't know these next
I
7
know,
episodes.
but I'm saying it has to be like a dramatic turn because they've all been like on the same page now, or seemingly so. But now that Logan's dead, and
Yeah, but they weren't really, because I mean, Roman was already like jumping ship, going back to his dad.
he's already over there, and he left that message, and he fired Jerry. Jerry's got to come back into play,
Oh yeah, that's one of the like, well, the boss died
right?
before I technically got fired. So
Yeah. So fuck you, Roman.
yeah, I don't think I'm actually
What are you
fired.
gonna do?
Yeah.
The old fucks are just gonna unionize and beat everyone else. It's over. That's how the show ends.
Yeah.
The boomers
Yeah.
get the last word.
That would be very funny. But yeah, man, we'll see. 7 episodes, 7 hours.
Me.
7 hours. That's like 3 movies.
Yeah. Eternity.
They got a lot of time to sort this out.
That they do. We will
So.
be along for the ride.
We'll be along for the ride. You got anything else you want to talk about, T-Bone?
Well, no, along for the ride. I just want to thank all of our listeners and followers and watchers and subscribers and commenters for being along for the ride with us too. It's been a blast so far, and we got a ton more content coming at you every week. Episode 8 next week, and yeah, we'll see what happens with Succession.
We'll see what happens with Succession. Cruising is back next week. We're talking about Days of Thunder.
Oh yeah, yes, we did table cruising because we had so much entertainment with baseball raft movies and Succession that.
And our guest Will coming on the show.
Yeah, Days of Thunder we will watch this week and have a recap for you guys next week.
Looking forward to it.
I started it, and did you start it yet?
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it. Do you
I love
remember
it.
how young John C. Reilly was in that movie?
Nope, I don't.
Oh my gosh, he's like a baby.
All right, save it for a little teaser there, but let's save the rest for cruising.
Yeah.
All right, T-Bone. That's it for me. I will talk to you next time. I'll talk to all you guys next time. Be sure to hit us in the comments. Be sure to check out our website againstthespread.home.blog. We'll see you next time on the Rev and Bone Show. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
G7.
Swish, I'm ballin'. I'm so awesome. Oh, bitch, keep calling. Hello? She think I'm awesome. Choppers wanna rob me. I'm so awesome. Out here like a boss. I'm so awesome. I'm so fucking awesome. I'm so awesome. I'm so fucking awesome.